There we go. Stupid demon parade. Blech. Ah, demon parade. Like, the more active I play on Demon Parade, the worse it is. Finally. Oops. If I tap this one, it's gonna be terrible. Doing some warm-ups before we do the big one. Nice. Oh, a 26-second cap. Hello, 11. Hope you're doing well. We're doing the brief warm-ups of everything before we go do Cats Walk warm-ups. Display, yep, put that one up last weekend. So now when I claim I pressed a button, there's evidence that I didn't actually press it when I die. I'm like, I went up, and then I never pressed up. Brat. There's the X button. That was a good point. I should put that one up on there. Oh, come on. What type of wave you should have. Any good runs this week? I had a 3-miss pace into Oku, and then I 6-miss to Oku. And then yesterday, I had a dog shit like 9-miss into Oku, and then I perfected her. Nothing great, but there's been several good things. 25% Cats Walk cap rate yesterday. Dude, if I was playing Reimu A, I would have probably a 40% Cats Walk cap, I swear. Yesterday I went and under practice because I was talking about it. And I was like, how much better is Reimu A Cats Walk? The answer is about 4 whole seconds. You have more damage. Well, the big thing is, it's like, Reimu A, I believe, deals more damage straight up than Reimu B. But the other important thing is, Reimu B's secondary shot, the fog bullets, do barely anything to Orin. Orin's too fast during Cats Walk. They really don't hit her much. But the needles, especially when you're unfocused, you're not hitting all the needles with Reimu A. But you're always hitting needles. You kill it like I said, 4 whole seconds faster. Like, I can use, if I'm doing good with damage, I can get mid 20-second kill, like 20.5. If I'm playing with, if I get really good damage, I can get about like 20.10. And I have a very few times hit 19.9 something for time to kill with Reimu B. With Yukari, I struggled a bit with bullet density looking at bullets, but literally the first time I got past wave 1, 16 point something second kill. 16 seconds. It's like 16 and a half. So his aim is shit? No, I'm just saying his Yukari's broken. The Gap Hag is too strong. She's a cheater. Yes, Suika's aim is shit. Well, it's mostly just because the fog bullets go really slowly. Like, if you watch her bullets, they are not fast. Compared to how most bullets in Touhou go. Especially the Persuasion heals. I can show it off in a minute when I'm done. Let me just... Clearly we don't need to practice Oku. I got a perfect one yesterday, so... Let's just make our way over to, doing our Catwalk grinding right now. Okay, here's Reimu A Catwalk. You don't even have to dodge any of the second wave. $16.43. I don't think I've gotten anything under a 19.8. Getting 20.4 is not easy with Reimu B. Because look, the fog bullets are just way too slow. Okay, what am I starting on? Starting on 12:38 with 180 caps. That's easy to pay attention to. Who teaches to her? That's a good question. Begging for money? Why am I begging for money? Crap. Go to the left. We gotta get back in the catwalk mood, though. Like what happened yesterday. The first 50 catwalk were awful. The second 50 were on fleek. See? I don't want to alt-tab my full-screen game 11 just to click a link. Come on. Nice. Look at that, 20.4. 4.5 seconds slower. I think there's NSFW. I just need Game Glitcher to be here to look at it for me. Well, if it is, then someone will tell me and I'll kick you out of chat. Twitch told you to give more gift subs? Yeah, because they make good money off of them. Technically, the best way to, like, support someone via donations and such is Patreon. Not even through any of the direct sites like Twitch or YouTube. However, I'm not going to sit here and beg for money, so I don't have a Patreon. We completed LNN, yeah. That's good money investment. Well, it has to be good damage. Told you it was. 20.03. Ooh, that's real good. 5 and 8, about 18 attempts. It's pretty damn good. Oh, she was so close. Although I'm not going out, I'm not stopping until I hit 100 attempts on the day. So I've done the past 2 days. I'm not stopping my hundreds. I got an itch in my eye. Okay, I was walking. It sure is. Six for 20. We're so bad. Actually, I think that's 6 for 21, technically, but... Kill. First attempt on the day was 12:38. So when we get to 13:37, that's the final attempt. Before I go start ripping runs. Change the IME? What the fuck is the IME? Don't use acronyms around me. I won't know what the fuck they stand for. Unless you use the acronym SMH in my head. I gotta sneeze. Oh, there it is. Cool. Down 4 DPS. And I walked straight up. Quartz to QWERTY keyboard? I don't believe that happens, but to be honest, I don't know if I've ever tried. I know I can change my keyboard to different layouts, but like, why would I want to do that? Nice. Ooh. No, it's on the bottom left of the keyboard, like it should be. I'm a quirky, or I should say a QWERTY type of guy. I'm not a quartz. That's what you find in the nether in Minecraft. Not keyboard. Walked right into it. Didn't like that statement? Nope. It couldn't be my internet, it must be Twitch. I haven't dropped a single frame. Woo! Very long kill. Thanks for good luck, Bammy. And also good luck at work. Call for the entire day. Ooh, fun. A little bit long. Nice. Just 60-hour work week? Ooh! But everyone's having fun with work. I would say I've suffered, but it's the slow time of year right now. Work is kinda boring. A lot of kill. Ooh. Ooh. 3% crit chance critting 3 times in a row? Yo, Lost Branch really needs to add crits. Said no one ever. Kenshi has crit you for 140 damage. think that was great damage. Was that 17 caps and 50 attempts? So the first 50 attempts, a 34% cap rate? That's pretty good. Tenchi. Yeah, have you ever thought about just not letting her deal 70 damage to you? And just setting up? Soon time for her. True, I do need to get the... I should be getting this. I should. I assume I should be getting the extended hook shot sooner or later. Long one. We'll spam vulnerability. Well, I think about the Momiji ass enemy, right? Not actually Momiji, but you know, the wolf Tengu. He inflicts vulnerable. I think with your party. I mean, I assume she's bulky, and if she's bulky, maybe I'll throw her in Yuka. Fake Suwako also does that. Yep. Oops. Rush throwing on the last half. I think this will be good DPS, so probably a long one. That's not a great wave transition. Remy inflicts vulnerable at one point, right? Like one part of her cycle inflicts vulnerable, right? It's right before she does the 2 attack, I think it is. Oh, DKO. Yuyiko also technically inflicts vulnerable. No, she only inflicts flavor. Oh, does she? I know she inflicts frail. Does she also inflict vulnerable, or is it something else? Oh, garbage. Bleh. Just weaken frail. Okay. I knew it was frail +1. I couldn't remember off the top of my head. I'll be playing as Patchy B later. Hopefully having a very good time with her. If you ever want to have a fun run in Lost Branch, you just play as either of the Patchies. I've fallen off on my cat's walking. In the Kokoro fight, isn't it possible for you to get inflicted with vulnerable? Or can they only do weak? Or frail? No, garbage damage. Really good wave too. Okay. More damage just have a strong effect. Yeah, what makes you say that? To be fair, most of the vulnerable attackers kinda get bodied by Graze. Like, Sage is kinda like the only one that, like, Graze really isn't an answer for. Because 8 hits on that first one is kind of difficult to graze, and then she follows it up with the big one, but... But, like, graze, like, the Suwako, the Tenchi, graze kind of bodies them. Now, to be fair, Tenchi, of course, has her big piercing attacks, but while you're setting up on her, she literally doesn't do it once. So, you spell cards often? Not if, depending on your setup. It's all, like, the whole Tenchi fight is just making sure she doesn't spell card until it's late. As long as you have something to play around it with. It's been months since you last saw Yuko. When was the last time you played? I don't know, the more and more I play, the more and more I'm comfortable saying that Megumu is the hardest of the Act 2s. So the more and more I realize that Tenchi's bad for certain matchups, but she doesn't scale unless you make her scale. So you can theoretically just outscale her. You have something to do that with. Now, if you're teammate Chirno, then screw you, but... Good 3 runs all into Tenchi. Have you ever thought about, like, not? To be fair, I had... What was it? When I was playing when I was trying to force Koishi A, I think it was like 4 or 5 runs got Sakuya or some shit. Act 1, and I was gonna blow the game up. Means you're just made for each other. That's definitely what that means. Okay, the first half of the 100 went well. The second half is kind of fallen off, but you know. Still think it'd be very difficult for me to not break my rate from yesterday, which is good. Not attacker, yeah. I mean, like I said, if you can just wait until you can two-turn her, you just wait. You don't attack her like at all. Like if you have very long setup, you just play it slowly. She never deals more than 30-something damage if you don't attack her. Two-turn her for not Marissa. I mean, I've done it multiple times with other characters. You 2 to 3 turn. Like, sometimes you have to go those 3 turns, but at the very least, you just get all your abilities down. You just wait to attack her until you get all of your abilities down. Who is it that I've... I say, what I'm referring to with 2-turn is you set up, and then you kill her over the course of 2 turns. It's not you kill her on turn 2. Very few characters can do that well. Okay, I'm positive rate already. That's a good sign. E. Ooh, too much. I did that second tap to the left. In theory. I certainly kill. Keeping up with Aura in order to get the damage is just so tight. Does the boss scale? Yeah, she keeps lowering your spirit every time. And her firepower scales whenever you play an ability, of course, but she constantly lowers her spirit, right? But her scaling, regardless of you, comes from her lowering your spirit. They killed her now? Usually. Not always, but usually. We got locked in. For DPS. Yeah, very long kill. Wow, that was a super long kill. Nice. Another very long kill, though. 2 attempts to get 1 kill. Oh! Oh! I couldn't get it. 33 out of 100. Yeah, look at all these L7s. Imagine playing an L7. I'm gonna go pee, and then I'm gonna actually do some runs. Be back in a minute. Dude, if I was playing Reimu A, I would have like a... I would have close to a 50% cap rate. On cats. Get very confident. I'm not gonna be saying I would have over 50, but... I definitely could, but I'm not gonna say that easily, but... Go for complicated card games. Well, you have to understand, Levin, that some people play Lost Branch in the same way that I play this, which is try hard. So there are inevitably going to be people who are better than you because of that. The question is, where do you find your enjoyment in the game from, right? Oh, let me... What was the original link you posted earlier? Yeah, well, you're also letting her deal 91 damage to you. Although I don't see any form of scaling on your screen. What is that? The Yin Yang rune. 125 HP? Oh, you swap starting item, I see. Green, purple, red, yellow. Surely there has to be some form of scaling you found. Oh my gosh, grape and peach. Surely you had to find some sort of scaling, right? Although I will say that that poison ability on Tenchi, unless you're like super bulky, like big barrier bulky, that poison every turn, you just should never play that against Tenchi. It's generally unless you have nothing else, and or you are like super barrier pilled, you're just getting so much block and barrier, you can tank everything. Especially if it's not upgraded, you just can't play that poison ability on her. If it's upgraded, it can scale, so if you don't have to be super bulky, but if it's not upgraded, 3 a turn is just... It takes so long for it to start doing anything, because she heals 5 every time. Yeah, it's like, Tenchi, you don't damage her, theoretically, until you're to the point where you can kill her probably within 2 turns. Maybe 3. If you have the bulk to live a single spell card that's not super buff, then that's fine. Of course, not always do you have the build to let you do that, but it's either you're unlucky because of the cards you've gotten, or you probably messed up somewhere along the way. Yeah, you also that's another thing. It's like even earlier on, I will deal damage at times due to certain things, but you gotta count the damage and know when she's about to hit 100. Because also, if she's like you can definitely trigger her spell card earlier depending on the build, as long as you know when you're triggering her spell card. I'm not talking about her one where she gives herself freaking invulnerable for a turn. Like, the first spell card is a 40 damage nuke. But, like, you know, Megamoo's first spell card deals like 30-something, right? So, like, that on its own isn't anything out of the blue. Now, if you let it get vulnerable, then you are in a world of hurt. So, ironically, one of the best things in card games, one of the best ways to beat Tenchi is card draw. So you don't break your draws, drawing only damage or some shit. But can you avoid vulnerable? Well, you'll always get vulnerable. But the number one way to avoid it is simply you can see when she's going to vulnerable. She tells you ahead of time when she vulnerables. Okay, do not deal damage to her then to trigger her spell card. Like, she's going to deal vulnerable to you. That's inevitable. So as long as, like, you're defense isn't reliant on offense. You don't damage, you can't kill the boss. Yeah, but that's... If the difference is stall for a turn so she doesn't deal 60 damage instead of 40, that seems worthwhile. True, Strength Plus is very good for it. Strength Plus actually just hard bodies that fight. Yeah, but I mean, that's honestly the most important thing, is just figuring out what's good or bad into certain bosses, right? Hey, you got Tenchi? Maybe slow down the multi-hits. Right? And I mean, that's one thing that makes Tenchi really annoying, is the fact that she punishes more than probably any boss in the game that's maybe not Remy. Like, Remy might punish more, but she probably feels a little less bad. But, I mean, the other annoying thing about... Oh, why am I shooting? I want to get this graze. That's the other annoying thing about, like, trying to find strategies in games like this, is what's optimal and what's the play is always going to be different, right? Unless you're doing degenerate, guaranteed loops. It's like, what's optimal in any given time? Like that's the problem with cards. With, like, what cards you're taking. What the best card to take in any given situation is gonna vary so much. Right? And what the best play is. Oh, so I'm on Yuki. Hold on, I should actually, like, really pay attention. Whoa, I didn't have the world's sketchiest mid spell like I did yesterday. Eat! I went up right into it. Yeah, well, Gamers, that's also why I say I try to exclude when I talk about runs. Giga small deck loop runs that avoid basically every elite and focus on looping as its like sole game plan. That's why I play L6. Because what's good on L7 is just it just forces such a higher bar. But L6 is kind of rough, But, I mean, it's still very rough. It's the second hardest thing difficult you can play on, but I still feel like it has enough room that lets me have fun. Oh, that's sad. At every single 5-star card you see in your deck. No, that is a strategy of what not to do. I mean, unless you get just the most goated 5-star cards. Yeah, but that's a card game deck building thing that goes to other games that... One thing I've learned from being involved in card games for a long time, and being a big card game fan for a long time, is that there are not a lot of people that understand good deck. Like, I'm not even gonna pretend that I'm, like, particularly great at deck building. But the amount of people that think they know deck building is humorous. I used to play Hearthstone a bit, and I've watched a lot of Hearthstone. I've never played Yu-Gi-Oh! And I've seen very little of it. Hearthstone, I've played and I've seen a lot of. Magic, well, I would say quite. I am fairly knowledgeable about Magic. And Pokemon, I'm also pretty knowledgeable with Pokemon cards. Yeah, well, to be fair, that's a lot of card games. If you got rid of the minimum deck limit, oh, they could get disgusting. Returnees for some card games in the past. Did I ever say that? I went to an in-person LAN tournament, like an amateur one for Dota at one point, but that's not a card game. Hey, I made $200 off of Dota. But one thing a lot of people, and like everyone falls victim to this, I do too. It's one of the reasons why you'll see me when I add cards to my deck, I do say, like, this isn't the optimal choice, but it's the fun choice. One thing that tricks a lot of people is that just because two cards theoretically work well together does not make them good together. Ever skip a card reward? Yeah, but here's the thing. Like I said, I like having fun in Lost Branch. I also do like winning. So when I see 3 cards that adding any of them actively hurts my deck, I'm not going to take them. Hyper optimal? Yeah, I mean... Same. I mean, it's a similar logic to, like, me play. I hate Uemame. You know, you can look at a similar logic to me playing Touhou. Like, it tries to be hyper-optimal, and very few people actually find it fun. I do it. You know? How many people have the ability to be like, yeah, I'll sit down and do 100 set of Catswalk on Lunatic? They do exist, I'm throwing. Internet goes for 20 seconds. I have not had any internet problems today. Or I really haven't had any this week. It's been pretty good. Yeah, he did. Game Glitcher did get me to grind an achievement on Tuesday. I did succumb. No, Family Team did not infect me with the 100 attempts. Influence, sure, but to be fair, I've never dropped on 100 set of something before Catwalk. I just really like Catwalk. I really like trying to get good at Catwalk. Yeah, I mean, I'll probably do some achievement grinding from time to time on stream. Like I said, if it's not, as long as it's not first run of the day, I can be potentially convinced to do them from time to time. But I'm not going to do that every time. I really did not dodge that properly. Shushy. Hardest part of the game right here. Look at this streaming. Scale passively for years. You do not have to scale passively for years to be Tenchi. To be honest, I feel like the people who I call the thick deckers are the type of people who would have an easier time with Tenchi, because surely they have something that, like, giga scales. Oops. I don't know, I feel like it's not... That was the worst box I've ever done in my life. I feel like it's not that difficult to, on most characters, to get to a point where you can have a 100 damage turn. Although that is me saying that, so it's a little Put a little asterisk on it. You got Tenchi. Well, if I get Tenchi at least first run today, you're not gonna hold any value to it. 'Cause like I said, I'm gonna be playing Patchy B later, and you'll just say that Patchy's broken, so it doesn't count. Oops. I am throwing. I'm throating. I guess a decent way is to try to look at Tenchi is, especially with like on Act 1 a little bit, but you know, in Act 1 it's theoretically a 1 and 3 to get Tenchi. But you know, if you have the Tenchi right there in front of you on Act 2, like when you start Act 2, theoretically you should look to see who your boss is to try to like think of, okay, I should think about what I added to my deck. Like that's a big thing you do with Remy, right? If you see Remy on Act 3, you're like, oh shit, does adding this to my deck actually help me against Remy? Maybe I should do a couple things for that. Melee spy. I have not thought about it once until you brought it up. I think you're trying to instill bad thoughts into me, 11. Ever thought about that? I haven't seen her back in years. True. We've definitely been playing Lost Branch for years. But what I was getting at was, I guess one of the best things to do when you're on Act 2 is, after every battle and every shop, is just to try to ask the question, does this card help me against Tenchi? Eco Boss is probably modded content, definitely. Game sucks. True words have never been said. But I mean, regardless of whatever boss you get, you just have runs that are just like, when you're going into Act 2 or Act 3, you're like, just please don't give me this boss. Like, inevitably, based on whatever run you get offered in Act 1, there's gonna be someone down the road, or a Sage exhibit that just kind of dicks you down, right? You like fighting Mega Man? I'm glad someone does. For Steam ID? Oh yeah, it's definitely. I think actually what it is, 11, is that the makers of Lost Branch know how much you love Tenchi, or like just give him Tenchi at all times. I should sit up. Nice. Your deck. I mean, I'll briefly give my answer to the bribe, which is, it's very rare, because you have to have the money and everything going into it, but if I have the money, and I know that I'm gonna really struggle to beat her without it. But it's really rare, especially because it's just really rare you go into a boss with 80 gold. Especially on, like, L6. You have to spend 25 gold per upgrade. To be honest with Act 2 boss, I feel like the thing that kills me the most on the regular is either bleeding out in Act 1, getting kind of bored and wanting to die to the boss or something, or random enemies on Act 3. I feel like those are my two biggest death points. Actually, yeah, that's also fair. I feel like Yomu might be my most died to part of Act 2. Yeah, well, that's just one of the many just awful stage 3. Like, one thing is, those Act 3 fights are fucking dog shit, dude. And that's not just the Moon Rabbits. I just cannot play right now. I spend everything on the cat's cringe. But the double exterminator fight is ass. The double Tanuki fight being Suwako plus Kaneko can be really ass. The double Poison Doll plus Fox is you get a turn 1 kill, in which case you're happy. And if you don't get that turn 1 kill, you're probably killing yourself. The double Tengu fight is Poo-Poo Butt. A fight with Fox is horrible. True. Although the one on Act 2 isn't too bad because the rabbit is pretty unassuming. But the one on Act 3 is just turbo bad. To be fair, though, Glitcher, that might, like, I never really thought about her doing it more than once, but she's probably done it to me and probably to you before. But sometimes you just don't pay the most attention to that. Yeah, Full Dream Dormy is turbo bad. Of course, its one saving grace is that if she either dreamt there naturally, you can set up for it. Or, hopefully, if she got there because of turns, like, actually play... Like, if she dreams her way there, theoretically, you've set up, or you're just gonna die. And if she gets there via normal turns... Ideally, she's low enough that you can finish her in a turn or two. Or else you just die. Because Full Dream Dormy is, rough. That was really bad, Wave 1. Not that it matters. Nightmare is pretty babe. It's the same thing with Lunacy. With the Lunacy card. It's like... If you have enough experience with them, you'll like know, okay, when am I going to be in a position where this is actually going to be a problem? And the amount of times I've been in a situation where either of those is a problem is rare. They can be. And you have to keep an eye for them. But the amount of times that Nightmare or Lunacy actually, like, stack up and really be a problem is not that often. I mean, to be fair, I'm usually fairly good about getting rid of them when needed, but, like... How many times have I ever died to Nightmare? Once. And that was in a run that just was bleeding, and I was lucky to be that far anyway. And I didn't really have a way to play around that without dying to her damage. How many times have I ever triggered Lunacy? I don't know if I've ever triggered Lunacy. I probably have. But that's just generally not something that happens. 29-second kill. 27-second kill. That was the worst bait I've ever done in my life. I'm not the master at baiting. The other thing that's kind of bait is theoretically worrying about Sage's insta-kill. Because if you're far enough to the point where Sage pulls out her insta-kill, you're probably dying. But it's like the full moon imperishable night card or something. You know, the one that you die in some turns. But you lose the game! Oh, but just lose the game! And then you realize the upsides of the cards are actually pretty good. So then you just play around it. Dragon Ball. I saw Dragon Ball once, like, 6 months ago or some shit. I was playing Sakia. I had a Giga Bulky run of my own. I didn't have any way to kill her, but I didn't have a way to die. She didn't pull Ki either. So, I was just able to live forever. And then she killed me. More flame card that grants spirit. Yeah, isn't that just IDR plus temporary spirit generator? Nice. Yeah, that's true, because the thing about, like, infinite firepower scaling is that you can still very easily die. But, like, infinite spirit theoretically lets you do literally anything. I should have ingested more calories earlier. It's going to be gnawing away at me until I eat dinner later. Dude, imagine if frickin' Lost Branch had that one card in Slay the Spire that just doubles your firepower. You see the off colors they make for Koishi? Don't they already have off colors for Koishi? Question mark? Question mark? Question mark? Doesn't Koishi already have off colors? Cards? Like... Like, doesn't Kokoro exist? Actually, I don't know if Kokoro is necessarily Koishi exclusive, but he's fewer than the other characters? Okay. But I know the blue card that enters Fugu exists. So I guess I will agree in that I can't wait till they add more off colors for Koishi. It sounds fun. Off colors are always fun to play with. Personally, that I can't wait is for potentially the day when Koishi A doesn't suck the Giga ass. I am screwed. Yeah. Boo boo boo. Bombkillen's your favorite card? It's one of my favorite cards. I love Full Moon Bombkillen. All the Reimu green cards are so fun. Maybe that's partially just because red-green tends to naturally be really fun. I died twice to that. It's just garbage. I'll be back with that. Oh well. And I'm upset that I'm not getting consistent enough to, like, keep getting to Satori on really good paces, but I also have to remember that I haven't played this game for 60 freaking... for, like, almost 200 hours like I was when I was late in PCB, so I gotta remember that. Gotta take it in strides. We talking about me? Fortunately, that's not like the easiest thing to do when one of them lives. Currently, like a piss in my butt. Like 11 hours away from me. Yeah, 11 is a pure and honest man. He would never get anything lewd and do anything lewd. Love that. Spreads. Oh well, what are you gonna do? Speaking of Tenchi figure, I do have one. Well, a cheapy one, but it's still a Tenchi figure. Game Glitcher, just don't ask 11 about the Tenchi jar. That was so dumb, dude. Why did I go up? Why did I drop to the floor and then go up? That's such a bad idea when you have aimed bullets. Wah. Whatever, take our lumps. 33% cast walk with Rainbow V. Pretty good. Well, I didn't particularly get it specifically because it was Tenchi. I just got it because it was one that it was a Touhou figure that they had at the store down by my friend's place out in Wisconsin, and it was like, ooh. I think I have a Koishi one as well. I also have a good Flan one and a good Remy one. Actually, I have 2 Remy figures. I think my only Touhou... No, I have a couple Reimus. I have a couple Reimus. None of them are particularly fancy. I have a Tenchi, it's not particularly fancy. I have a Koishi that technically has a Satori counterpart, but I don't have the Satori one because it wasn't there when I was getting them. I think that's all of the Touhou ones I have. No, I actually have 3 Reimus now that I think about it. Why they make your panties? Because people are horny. When in doubt, that's usually the answer for anything. You gotta rush faster than that, my guy. be fair, one of my Raymus is dead. I have to glue her foot back onto the stand because, I may have at one point accidentally dropped my keyboard on her. And, she died. So she's currently laying on the ground. How's that happen? Well, my computer is not at my desk, or my keyboard's not at my desk because I was hanging out with my friends. So my computer's hooked up to the TV because we were doing stuff on there, and I was using the keyboard, and it's propped up on my lap. And sometimes, you know, you get a little clumsy, and whoops, there goes the keyboard, and it executes Reimu, who's down on my left. I did kill her. Okay, fine. Hold on. Let me go look at the Koishi real quick. Koishi 1 appears to be panties. Although it took me a second to actually get an angle because you can't get any angle from the front. There's a slight back angle to get a visual on it, but there's no angle from the front. Can you not go down? That's the thing. I have a ton of figures, but I don't really have that many Touhou ones. The Remy one that I got that I put in the chat like a couple months ago is definitely my favorite of all my figures. But I've also been hunting for that figure for like years. I have like 3 Lukas, I have like 6 Mikus. I have a bunch of good most of my good figures are Date Alive figures. Luca the Vocaloid. Hence why I put her in the same line as where I was talking about Miku. Luca? The pink-haired Vocaloid? The Vocaloid that's better than Miku? Hello? Of course I know the menu. Yes, I've played Project Diva. I've played Project Diva. I've beaten I've cleared every single game, every single song on hard. Not every single game, though. I've cleared every single song on hard, and several songs on extreme, although I'm not that good. Never seen that character before? What the fuck? Someone who's not experienced in Vocaloid, then. I'd argue Luca might be more popular than Rin or Len as well. Miku's the best. What's your favorite Miku song? Did you know the Kagami pair? Okay, there's something. World is Mine. World is Mine is such a basic I mean, World is Mine is a very good song, but what a boring answer, dude. Honestly, I should ban you from my chat just for that. Yeah, I do like that as well. It's Lost Branch Day. We had our time. Let's move on.